We got fire. Very small fire. See how this split some more wood. Split wood burns a lot hotter, so get that going. I'm going to set my stopwatch and we're going to see how long it takes to get this stuff to boil. Here we go. I'm thinking under an hour I'll have all 7 pans boiling, and that's over 14 gallons of sap. So let's throw some wood in and see what happens. Yeah, I'm 4 minutes in and the fire's really going now. That blower, I got a video coming out on that. I made that a couple of weeks ago. It's designed to keep the fire, to just make the fire roar. It's almost equivalent to putting gas in there. It just turns it into a blast furnace. Yeah, so we're still testing. I don't know the full potential of this machine yet, this evaporator. I'm fiddling around and making adjustments. I've only used it once with the blower. I've used it once without it the first time we fired up. This is the 3rd time we use it. So it's all experimental right now. But I'm impressed so far. Okay, we're getting there. We're now 11 minutes. And the 3rd pan is boiling, if it'll focus. And the others aren't far behind, I don't think. Oh yeah, the 4th pan's boiling now. Just in the time it took me to walk over here and talk to you guys. The foam coming up. It's really burning hot now. So let's go over some of the features on this thing these are mostly improvements I made since I designed the last one. I built the last one really quick. Okay, let's go. The first evaporator I built, I was just building something better than what we had at first, which was propane, which was terrible. It was costing us $20 more per gallon to make it ourselves than it was to buy it, so it didn't make sense. So can't see very well, but lots of steam. I got 2 boiling really nicely. These aren't far behind, I don't think. So it looks like a wood stove, and it kind of is like it is a wood stove, but it's not. You don't want the same things as with a wood stove. You don't want the heat coming out. So I've got 3-inch fire brick on both sides on the inside. You want all your heat focused on those pans. So then and the other thing is, it's got an unusually long chimney. It just seems like it's kind of ridiculously long, but that's part of how it works. For every foot of evaporator, so this thing's almost 8 feet long from this front corner to the chimney. So you're supposed to have 2 feet for every foot of evaporator. So it's supposed to be 14 feet long, that chimney. I think it's about between 11 and 12 feet. I think it's plenty long. With this blower, I don't think it needs to be any longer. So we got 3. This one's not far behind, and we're literally not even 15 minutes into it here. 14 minutes, 38 seconds. So, yeah. Okay, so the other change I made was I had the air's coming in underneath the fire, down low. So it's forcing the heat up on the pans. It's an fairly airtight door. It's not fully airtight. There's little tiny cracks. But the more airtight it is, the better. It's probably good enough. And yeah, and I made it really long. I've got this curve here. My last video I showed you making this piece right here. There was a lot of cutting and welding to build this thing. Just cut and weld and cut and weld. And then this piece here. So you've got, instead of going to a round, 8-inch round back here, by having it come out, this is one of the hardest parts I had to build was this tapered, it goes from I think 4 or 5 inches by 18 inches rectangle to an 8-inch round. So that's 8 inches round right there. And that, what that does is stops there being any dead zones. Like if it was an 8-inch round right here, you'd have heat coming along here and you wouldn't have any heat in these ends of these pans. Now we got 4 boiling now. This one's getting close. So by making that curve, it's forcing the smoke up around that corner nicer, a little less turbulence. I just marked that with my Randy Richards scribe there. So I'm going to cut that off, knock that corner off there. I've already rounded this corner off, and we're going to weld it in. Okay, so it just, now I think with the old evaporator we had this situation where in here we got this space that allowed the heat and to travel up the side of all the pans all the way up. So I just finished welding in this little piece in here, and that's designed, it's still hot, just about burnt my finger. That's designed to stop the heat from and the smoke from traveling up that little, I should get a trouble light or something, but you can see there's nothing stopping anything from traveling all the way up there. And then there's the next pan. So I think what I'm going to do is cut about 6 of those. We're going to weld in pieces to block that from happening. And then it forces the heat to go underneath the pans and right in there. So whenever you have your sap, you want the heat right underneath that pan. It's ready to go. I'm gonna weld it on right there, and yeah, let's get going. Let's rock and roll. Let's have a look inside. You can see the grate right there. So the ashes are designed to fall through the grate, and you see that fire roaring. If I turn this off, it dies right down. Still burning well, but I think it's gonna, this blower I think is gonna cut my time by 2, 3, maybe even 4 hours. I don't know. It's all about how many hours it takes to do this. I've only got about 200 liters of sap, and I really need 300 to 400 liters, so to make it worthwhile. Most of our trees are soft maple trees. We had about 10 really good productive sugar maples, but 5 of them were destroyed in the tornado we had a year and a half ago. So that really affected how much sap we have. I think those 10 trees provided us with half the syrup, because sugar maple will have a roughly about 40-to-1 ratio syrup. You boil down this water for 40 gallons or 40 liters of this, you get a gallon or a liter of syrup, 40-to-1, and the soft maples is closer to 60-to-1. So less sugar in the soft maples, which means more boiling, more work. Okay, so we're getting there. I'm gonna put more wood in the fire. I think they're about, I don't know, took me an hour, almost an hour, about 40-45 minutes the last time when I used this blower to get all 7 boiling. I think we're going to have it in under 40 minutes this time, so it'll be new world record. Okay, we're at 21 minutes and I got 6 out of 7 boiling, so this is making one heck of a difference. We did not have 6 boiling for a couple hours without that, so yeah, that's the... I knew we needed one of these blowers. Well, I'm pretty impressed. And I think that 7th one's gonna boil any minute now. Okay, we're just at 20, just coming up on 23 minutes. All 7 are boiling. It's pretty good. I'm impressed. Yes, yeah, it just was barely boiling and now it's really boiling. So the only thing I gotta do now, it sounds like there's not much work to do now, but it's a lot of work doing this. Just gotta keep adding sap and wood. The old evaporator would evaporate between 4 and 5 gallons an hour at peak performance. This one's doing double that or more with this thing. That makes the biggest difference. So when you shut it off, you'll see it just boiling just dies right off. These here almost stop boiling at the end here. I'm getting quite a bit of sugar in these. I'm starting to move some of this sugar from here to the back. Is when as I finish it off, I move it to this position, and these 2 spots, they don't boil as much, and when I shut the fire down, I can stop it from foaming up. So I thought I'd share it with you guys. I don't know if you're interested in this kind of thing, but leave me a comment if you want, or subscribe if you haven't already. And yeah, thanks for watching.